All right, hello everybody. Hey, Action, I see you're here. Um, Good evening, dweebs and nerds. Action has graced you with his presence. Laugh out loud. Yep, you definitely have, my friend. Then, according to the counter, you apparently disappeared on me. And I know the counter is a little screwy at times. Um, Anyways, hope you're having a good day. We're of course gotta wait see. All right, here's Leto. Hey, Leto. And if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Hey, Mike. Hey, you're on time tonight, there, Leto. I saw your comment and stuff like that. So yeah, Solid's here too. Hello, Solid. So it looks like we actually have we have four people. So we might actually, if we can keep up with four people, I might actually start at the 5 minute mark as opposed to going all the way to 10. I got no one to share to. Well, I mean, you can share it to social media. Yeah, sorry, been occupied with the Rittenhouse thing. They are long. Yeah, I've seen that. Nick's been streaming what 8 to 9 hours of that trial. So I mean, and I'm sure he's doing a lot of commentary stuff when they go on their lunch breaks too. So yeah. As always, guys, if you haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream so we can see if we can get some more friendlier people in here, that'd be appreciated. So, uh, the Kenosha hat trick. Hey, Solid. All right, let's see. So we're at 2.5 minutes right now. It looks like even though it says two, I think we have more like four people in here. Yeah. So we might, as I said, get started a little bit earlier, as long as it seems like we got at least four, maybe five people. Oh, the only friends on social media I got are you guys. Oh, okay. Uh, how you been? Solid. Hopefully, well. Hmm. All right. So since it looks like we may be able to hold at least four people here, right now, I guess I can go ahead and at least talk a little bit about what's on top. So we got 9 stories up for tonight. Um, Two comics related, 7 anime related. Um, let's see. Let's see. Marvel Comics celebrating Carnage's 30-year anniversary. DC's releasing fuel fuel themed or a horror fuel themed Suicide Squad title apparently, and then also some profile pieces, a couple on how to get into Master Takagi-San and how to get into Master Takagi-san and Durara in terms of getting into reading the manga and watching the anime. There were there's a couple other things in there too, I believe. Let me just double check something here. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just go here since pretty much I already told you the two things that were. Let's see um, on the anime side of it. As I said, Marvel is celebrating 30 years of Carnage as well, and DC's releasing a horror themed horror fueled themed Suicide Squad. Let's see, We'll be talking a little bit about how to get started with the anime and manga of Teasing, Master Takagi-San, and Durara. Um, some controversy surrounding Attack on Titan and some in regard to their Eldian armbands. Shonen Jump plummet to the lowest circulation since the 1970s. Let's see, what else? Well, even though we know this is almost an oxymoron, anime, we're going to talk a little bit about somebody's opinion on which anime would make great live action adaptation. Nana is coming back to Blu-ray Steelbook release. And we're going to also be previewing some wholesome anime. So that's all that's on tap for tonight, guys. Let me just get back to the comic section of the stuff, as we will probably get started pretty quick here. Let's see. Looks like you guys got a bit of a conversation going on there. That's cool. It's great stuff. Turns out, if you're following it on Twitter, Binger would live with a Kenosha. Fluency. Let's see. Fluffer boy. Okay. All right. Wholesome anime. Yeah, that's one of the articles we'll be looking at, Leto. Anyway, so as I said, I got 9 articles tonight, and since I guess toys is probably. I'm hoping toys is still lurking in here. So got like it seems we had like 3 or 4 people. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started a little early here. Hopefully, more people will show up soon. Oh, without no further ado, let's go ahead and get going on these stories. Alrighty then, there we go. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with this. Alright, so Marvel promises Carnage forever as the Spider-Man villain turns 30. Carnage Forever celebrates 30 years of one of Spider-Man's deadliest villains, with stories from the sinister symbiote's past, present, and future. Article by Henry Verona, published 10 hours ago. Marvel Comics is getting ready to celebrate Carnage's 30th birthday in a big way. The publisher is commemorating 30 years since Carnage's first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 360, with the release of Carnage Forever number 1. The one-shot is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Ram V, and Ty Templeton, with art by Edgar Salazar. Templeton and more. Okay. It stars Cletus Cassidy in an array of stories that showcase Carnage's horrifying powers and how they have impacted the past, present, and future of the Marvel Universe. The one-shot will also serve as a precursor to a new Carnage ongoing series launching in March 2022. There's Carnage right there, the spawn of Venom. Carnage Forever, number 1, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Ram V, Ty Templeton, art by Edgar Salazar, Ty Templeton, and more. Cover by Kendrick Lim. On sale 2/23/22. Writer Philip Kennedy Johnson, who recently picked Carnage against Anti-Venom in Extreme Carnage, and that said that one of the exciting challenges that makes Carnage so much fun to write is that everybody has their own expectations for the character. Quote, I'm a huge fan of horror stories in any medium, and getting to lean into the unbridled violence and terror of Carnage, while also finding new ways to subvert reader expectations, has made it a complete thrill, unquote. Quote, we've seen plenty of slasher films, takes on Carnage, and in Extreme Carnage, we got to see him and his family in a sort of Manchurian candidate context, unquote. He continued, quote, for Carnage Forever, I wanted to show Carnage in an almost exorcist-like setting. Without spoiling it, we see him make an unexpected bond with a very unexpected kind of character, and all the grisly and horrifying consequences Carnage fans have come to expect, unquote. For his part, Ram V jumped at the chance to get his tendrils on the character. In his debut issue of Venom, V showed Eddie Brock a twisted vision of Marvel's future, and how the symbiote fit into it. Speaking on his experience, V said, it's been a lot of fun working in the symbiote corner of the Marvel Universe. Now, with Carnage Forever, I'm thrilled to have a chance to tell some absolutely twisted tales for the killer symbiote, for this anniversary collection, and perhaps seed some ideas for things to come, unquote. Recently, Carnage has been laying low in the wake of Absolute Carnage, where he was defeated by Venom. Cletus was supposedly killed in the conflict, but found a way to escape death by having Carnage spread onto an unexpected host, carrying on his consciousness. He has also been seen facing off against Venom um, in the Marvel Infinite Venom Carnage series, setting up a momentous return for his birthday. Of course, the return of Carnage couldn't come at a worse time for Spider Man. Peter Parker was recently poisoned and left for dead after a fight with the UFOs, leaving Ben Reilly to take his place in Amazing Spider Man. Ben is set to face off against deadly new villain Queen Goblin, who threatens to bring back the legacy of one of Spidey's greatest foes. However, a reunion with Carnage could prove to be even worse for the hero, given his own troubled past as Spider Carnage. Only time will tell who will be terrorized by the sociopathic symbiote when he returns in Carnage Forever #1. So there we go with that one. Go with that story. All right, let's see if you guys have been paying attention. If now the counter reads 0, man. Anyways, I've been watching the Ricada stream, but since the chat goes by so fast, I don't comment. Ultimate, yeah. Let's see right here. Just saw the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Um, hearing villain, hearing William Dafoe's voice is awesome. All right. So, yeah. Yeah. If you guys haven't already, if you could like the stream, that would be helpful as well. I remember first seeing Carnage when I was in Toys R Us, and I saw the video game Maximum Carnage. Everywhere, little did I know that was one of his first appearances. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, moving on to the next story then. This is the second story of the 9 that we're gonna look at tonight here. Um, DC announces new horror-fueled Suicide Squad series. Suicide Squad Blaze, an upcoming DC Black Label series by Simon Spurrier and Aaron Campbell, pushes Task Force X in a dark new direction. Article by Jeremy Bloom, published 4 hours ago. Task Force X, also known as Project Cadmus, is basically government in the DC universe, is a government run superhero group. A new DC Black Label comic starring the Suicide Squad is coming in February, promising a horror twinge to the annex of Task Force X. Suicide Squad Blaze is written by Simon Spurrier and illustrated by Aaron Campbell, both of whom previously worked on the latest iteration of John Constantine Hellblazer, also published as a DC Black Label title under the Sandman universe banner, quote unquote. As revealed to Den of Geek, the upcoming series will inject some of this mature flavor into its depiction of the Suicide Squad. The titular team um, will be composed of mainstays like Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Peacemaker, and King Shark, along with the group of 5 expendable newbies who have been granted superpowers via a secret procedure named Blaze. I guess some of the artwork there for it. Panels. Suicide Squad, Blaze #1, written by Simon uh, Spurrier. Art and cover by Aaron Campbell. Ages 17 plus. $6.99 US, 48 pages, 1 of 3. Prestige plus, 8.5 by 10 and 7/8. On sale 2/8/22 or February 2022. The attacks begin without warning, brutal, sudden, cannibalistic. A metahuman with all the power of Superman but none of his humanity. An unstoppable being ruled only by hunger and instinct, striking at random across the world. To stop this threat, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark have been assigned to corral, nursemaid, and if necessary, execute 5 deadly new recruits. The expendable products of a secret government procedure called Blaze. They're ordinary prisoners endowed with incredible power, in the certain knowledge that it'll burn through them like wildfire. They have 6 months to live maximum. If you're staring down life in prison, maybe that's a good deal, especially if you're Michael Van Zant, desperate to reunite with the mad lover who forsook you, after your Bonnie and Clyde crime spree. But that power, it's surprisingly transferable. As each member of the squad dies, the others get stronger. What would a hardened criminal do with that knowledge? Worse yet, what would a desperate, lovesick idiot do with it? One thing's certain. This time, the Suicide Squad's bitten off more than they can chew. Win or lose, they all burn. Simon Spurrier and Aaron Campbell, the creative team behind the critically acclaimed John Constantine Hellblazer, have been turned loose on the one DC title even more horrific and black-hearted than that one. We suggest you brace yourselves. See if anybody's saying anything right now, or if there's anything new in the comments. $6.99, damn. That's piracy. That's pricey for a comic book. Ah. Quote, rather than being the ones who are putting their necks on the line, unquote, Spurrier said, the squad playing a role of mentoring, the squad are playing a role of mentoring a group of new characters who really are utterly expendable, unquote. Spurrier added that these superpowers would expire after 6 months, and the book's hook revolved around what sort of folk might have signed up to undergo such a radical and temporary transformation. Quote, if you could give somebody superpowers in the knowledge that it would kill them, what sort of people would volunteer for that? Unquote, Spurrier asked. Quote, there are obviously going to be people who do it because they've got nothing to live for. The people who do it because they want to go out in a blaze of glory. There's no great mystery to the fact that this is called Suicide Squad Blaze for that reason, unquote. Campbell said that he greatly enjoyed illustrating both the new and old characters of this series, particularly King Shark, who he described as, quote, a big hulk of a man with, in brackets, a little shark head on him, unquote. And rising DC star Peacemaker, who equated with a member of the IRA. What I have to guess is what they're probably talking about when they say IRA is the Irish Resistance Army, or Irish Revolutionary Army over in Ireland. Facing this eclectic collection of anti-heroes is an antagonist who Spurrier described as, quote, so beyond anything you've seen before, and yet at the same time so horrifically ordinary, unquote, as well as an overarching plot inspired by a myriad of horror influences. These include Grant Morrison and Dave McKean's 1989 graphic novel Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, the 1999 psychological horror movie Jacob's Ladder, and the photographs of Joel Peter Whitkin, whose work prominently features death, disfigurement, and corpses. Suicide Squad Blaze will run for 3 issues. Issue number 1 goes on sale February 8th in DC. There we go with that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, as we continue on with the article series, I will go. So that's the last of the comics articles for the night. So now we'll head into the anime stuff. So we got like 7 of those to go through. All right, so here's the first article we're going to look at. All right. Teasing Master Takagi-San. How to get started with the anime and manga. The easygoing slice of life anime brings a sense of play into the romantic comedy genre. Here's how to follow all of Takagi's jokes on Nishikata. Article by Chris Nichijima, published 12 hours ago. There you go, right there. Oh yeah, that girl looks adorable, doesn't she? Those eyes. Childhood is a time to cultivate memories. From sharing laughs to discovering first love, adolescence is meant to be cherished. Teasing Master Takagi-san is a slice of life anime that captures the complicated feelings those years can bring. This anime and manga are for those who occasionally need a reminder to laugh at themselves. To get started with this heartfelt tale of youthful days, here's a guide to the plot of Teasing Master Takagi-san and where to find the anime and manga. So, the plot of Teasing Master Takagi-san. Teasing Master Takagi-san follows the daily lives of classmates Nishikata and Takagi. Though Nishikata wants to pass his school days peacefully, he finds himself falling for the many jokes played on him by Takagi, the girl who sits next to him. Each episode is segmented, highlighting the various ways Takagi embarrasses Nishikata. Sometimes she may trick him into believing she's hypnotized. Other days, she may force him to admit his love of romance manga. No matter her method, Takagi takes every opportunity available to turn Nishikata's face red. I'm sure there are people out there who've had friends like that, close friends like that, right? Though he often tries to retaliate, Takagi's shrewd ways allow her to counter Nishikata every time. But while her gags leave him feeling humiliated for a time, they are never done with malice. Her expression brightens up when she sees him blush, laughing at the realization he has lost again. More than anything, she loves seeing him get flustered at her simple yet flirtatious suggestions, like walking together under an umbrella or sharing an indirect kiss via soda can. It's enough to make Nishikata and the audience, by extension, wonder, does Takagi actually have a crush on him? Or is she simply messing around? That's a good question. You do have to kind of wonder if that is the case. She does look cute. Yep. The big old eyes. Yep. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm a loner. Well, you're married though. Aren't you married? You can't say you're a loner. You have a wife, right? ah. Anyways, continuing on with the article here. Where to read the Teasing Master Takagi-San manga. Written by Soichiro Yamamoto, Teasing Master Takagi-san first appeared as a serialized manga in Shogakukan's monthly Shonen Sunday magazine. In addition to the main series, which currently spans 16 volumes, Takagi-san has spawned 3 spin-offs. The first 2 titled Tomorrow is Saturday and Yukari-chan in Love with Love surround the annex of Takagi and Nishikata's classmates, Mina Hibino, Yukari Tenkawa, and Sanai Tsukimoto. The third spinoff, Teasing Master former Takagi-san, follows Takagi and Nishikata's relationship as adults. As of this writing, only the main series has received an official English translation. The ongoing manga is being serialized by Yen Press and can be purchased physically from major book retailers like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or Right Stuff Anime. Digital versions can be found through Bookwalker, Amazon's Kindle store, or Comixology. And let's see what you guys may be saying before we get back into the article here. Batgoat's here. Hey, Batgoat. Missed you last night, man. What's up, bro daddies? I am, but I still like my own time. Yep, I guess so. Hey, Batgoat. I saw Batgoat's. Um, what's up, buddy? I saw you on the Rittenhouse stream in the morning. I laughed hard when Nick and the old people are into bingo. I had to at you for that go. Finally, killed the stupid mouse in my garage. Took 3 different kinds of traps and finally killed a little vermin. A-hole. Yes. Um, he literally triggered the other 2 traps and got away with it. The cheese, little jerk, is dead now. How about Leto? Yeah, my bingo winnings are cool. I mean, seven grand is cool, but Nick makes that in one stream. How about that? Yeah, so And as always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. If you guys can help out with that, that'd be appreciated. Um, yeah. So, anyways, let's get back to the article. Thanks for dropping in, Batgoat. Let me try it. All right. So, anyways, back to the article here. Where to watch the Teasing Master Takagi-San anime? In August 2017, Monthly Shonen Sunday magazine announced an anime adaptation for Teasing Master Takagi-san was in production. The series aired in January of 2018 with a 12-episode season, which was followed up by an equally long season 2 in July 2019. Tracking down all of Teasing Master Takagi-san feels like being subjected to a prank as well. Season 1 is available with original Japanese audio on Crunchyroll, where it was simulcast during its initial run. Despite the website listing subbed and dubbed options, however, it appears to only have the subtitled version at this time. While Funimation also has streaming rights for season 1, episodes 3 through 12, and all Japanese episodes are locked as subscriber exclusives on the platform. Netflix picked up season 2 under its original series billing, granting it unique possession over these episodes and producing its own English dub with a completely different voice cast. Funimation season 1 dub. Meanwhile, season 3 of Teasing Master Takagi-san is currently in production. While no official broadcast date has been announced, it is expected in January 2022. It's unclear which streaming service will be licensing season 3. Likewise, Netflix's tendency to release anime series in bulk calls the likelihood of a simulcast into question through its model, though its model may be changing. A theatrical film was also teased in the same trailer, leaving Takagi-san fans and newcomers alike with much to look forward to. All right, so give me a sec, guys. I've got to go tend to Chloe. I'll get to the next article here in a moment. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Kathleen, 3 more years. Barf kill me. Barf kill me. Oh boy. Yep. He's gaining steam. He'll reach end of next year for sure. I golfed today, cold but fun. Quite a few dudes out there. That sounds cool. All right then. All right, so any more years? What you mean? Well, what he's talking about, Leto, is Kathleen Kennedy got I think she got voted in as Disney president. One, I don't know what Disney president again for another, I guess, 3-year term. I think that's what Backup's talking about. I know Yellow Flash did a video on it today, so I may be leaving for California in the beginning of December because the boy and daughter-in-law may be going to see my mom December 1st to the 15th. Also, maybe going to Mexico. We'll let you know. KK got extended. Oh, all right. Well, thanks for letting me. Thanks for the update there, Backout. Remember, we have this Friday is our next episode, and then of course we have the Thanksgiving Friday off, and then so I would need, but so if you can let me know, Bailey, by just before Thanksgiving, um, if you are going to be gone, the 3rd and the 10th, so I can make other arrangements, that'd be appreciated. Anyways. Alrighty then, so let's get back to the articles then. And Batgoat, you might be a little interested in this one because this this one comes from your from your line of wait to hear from the boy. I'll let you know. All right. Anyway, so this next article I guess is a little bit controversial. Attack on Titan pulls Eldian armbands from stores due to the anti-Semitic connotations. And I know there's been a lot of this over Attack on Titan's history, where some people are saying there is some let's say some comparison to 1940s Germany. Citing a desire to not recall quote unquote images of discrimination, the producers of Attack on Titan have canceled the official replicas of the Eldian armbands. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 11 hours ago. And you see the Eldian armband right here on the left arm there is what I guess that what they're talking about. I got a lot happening in the beginning of December. I will be moving to another place, so you won't hear from me for a couple of weeks during the 1st of December. Pop cult is funny. That reminds. We'll be moving. Working on another one right now. All right. So, anyways, back to article here. Attack on Titan will not sell Eldian Armband merchandise. The official website for the series announced that it has canceled the release and distribution of official Eldian armbands. The production committee for the show acknowledged that the armbands recall real world examples of discrimination and apologized. The armbands went up for pre order online on Sunday before being pulled. While there are multiple examples throughout history of nationalist or fascist governments requiring subjugated minority groups to wear some sort of identifier to differentiate themselves from the rest of the populace, the use of armbands in Attack on Titan is most frequently cited as a reference to 1940s Germany's infamous policy of forcing Jewish people to wear yellow star shaped quote unquote Jewish badges. In the Attack on Titan series, the country of Marley forces members of the Eldian ethnicity to wear the armbands so that they can be identified as the targets for discriminatory laws and regulations, such as forced segregation. Most of the series protagonists hail from Paradis Island, the last remaining Eldian territory, while Marley and its military serve as antagonists for much of Attack on Titan's second half. Attack on Titan was recently pulled into a new political scandal when Republican House Representative Paul Gosar shared an edited video from the series' anime adaptation to his social media channels. The video features the faces of Gosar, several other far right conservatives, such as Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. You know, this guy's got a left leaning mindset. Superimposed over the series' Survey Corps protagonist. As they fought and killed several Titans, which were edited to feature the faces of Gosar's political rivals, including prominent Democrats such as Representative Alexandria Ocasio Cortez and President Joe Biden. Twitter flagged the video for violating the policies on hate speech, and many Democrats have since called for disciplinary action against Gosar as they say the video advocates violence targeted toward their political party. Yeah, this is kind of the same thing that got Joe Bennett busted too from got him let go from Marvel. Same kind of thing if you guys remember that. Joe Bennett who's now working with Chuck Dixon over at Arcade and Comics, you know, I mean, but as we would tell you, it's a freaking anime. It's a freaking cartoon. It has no bearing on the real world. Ah. Gosar denied those allegations, saying the video was meant in jest and to draw attention towards his ongoing campaign against immigrants. The cancellation of the armbands may be a move by the show's producers to keep the series out of any further controversies as it nears its conclusion. Hajime Isayama's Attack on Titan manga published its divisive final chapter earlier this year, and its final collected volume was released in North America this fall. The anime series will also conclude soon, with the show's final batch of episodes scheduled to begin airing in Japan on January 9th. Attack on Titan is one of the world's most popular manga franchises with over 100 million copies in circulation worldwide. There we go with that one. Let me see if I'm listening. Gonna go throw a steak on indoor grill. Panini press. Prominent. This dude is a load of garbage. Prominent. I didn't say prominent about anybody in there. Maybe did I miss? I guess I should. Let me see something here. Okay, that's where, including prominent Democrats such as, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying there. Back up. They were talking about prominent Demo. Well, okay, this writer Well, okay, the CBR writers obviously have a left leaning thought process. So you have to take that into account when you're you know yeah, laugh out loud, right? Maybe we should meme AOC with pictures of Cowboy Bebop, like action show, so we can get get that show canceled. Uh, kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, I get, yeah, Leto. I would have the perfect meme too. Um, I don't know if you guys remember when Daniela Pineda, the girl who's playing Faye in the Netflix Netflix show, how she was kind of, how you had that picture of her that I talked about before, where she was all four. She had like kind of that gaped mouth look, as it looked like somebody was slapping her on the rear. Something like that with AOC probably would get quite a bit of attention. Seeing her on all fours getting slapped in the rear, looking like, ah. uh, he called the racist whore known as AOC prominent. Yeah, well, Batgoat, just a simple reminder, the writers at CBR tend to be left leaning. Okay, so whereas like at Bounding in the Comics, they tend to be more right leaning. We know this, though, but it's always good to have a little reminder of that. Anyways, all right, moving on to the next article here. I think making good time here. All right. So, anyways, here's the next article. Shonen Jump plummets to lowest circulation since 1970s. Weekly Shonen Jump is still Japan's most popular manga magazine, but in 2021, its distribution dropped to its lowest number since the early 1970s. Article by Ruben Barron, published 11 hours ago. Weekly Shonen Jump is still Japan's most popular manga magazine, but this year its distribution dropped to its lowest numbers since the early 1970s. Throughout the 2021 fiscal year, from October 2020 to September 2021, Weekly Shonen Jump averaged 1,422,766 copies per week in distribution. While still significantly higher than the sales of any American comics, this is significantly below the average of 1,559,000 copies per week the magazine enjoyed throughout 2020 distribution in 2021 was at its lowest between July and September, falling to 1,371,818 copies per week. Weekly Shonen Jump sales peaked in 1995 with 6.53 million copies per week in distribution. Of course, 1995, that's probably when they had like Yu Yu Hakusho. Let's see, what other titles would have probably been in there around that time? Dragon Ball might have been still going at that time. Hunter x Hunter may have been starting up at that point. So, Weekly Shonen Jump's two major competitors for the teen boy demographic, Weekly Shonen Magazine and Weekly Shonen Sunday, experienced smaller but similar declines in sales this year. Weekly Shonen Magazine's circulation went down from 610,661 copies per week in 2020 to 530,326 copies per week in 2021. While Weekly Shonen Sunday fell from 227,979 copies per week to 198,542 copies per week, which are the lowest numbers in the magazine's history. Declining sales of physical manga magazines could be partly attributed to the rise of digital manga. Shueisha's Shonen Jump line already has a stronghold in this field with the online Shonen Jump Plus service, which has an active weekly readership of around 2.5 million users. The weekly Shonen Jump is also distributed on digital retailers like Amazon, which don't release as much information on sales and readership. A specific situation of Weekly Shonen Jump in 2021, however, could also be considered the result of many of the magazine's biggest recent hits coming to a conclusion in 2020, and the publication's inability to find any equally successful replacements. 2020 saw the publication of the final chapters of the long-running volleyball manga Haikyuu, the fantasy thriller The Promised Neverland, and perhaps most significantly of all, the breakout hit Demon Slayer. Chainsaw Man, another rising fan favorite, finished its first part at the start of 2021. We'll be releasing part 2 online via Shonen Jump Plus. With the likes of My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone, and even One Piece set to conclude over the new few, I guess that's supposed to be the next few years. The pressure is on for Shueisha to find the next big thing. With manga magazine sales, while manga magazine sales are down, however, the manga market as a whole improved in its sales in 2021. The popularity of Demon Slayer has contributed to this growth, as the series is still selling millions of copies over a year after the story concluded in Weekly Shonen Jump. There you go. There we go with that one. Hey, Chris, Timothy. Hey, guys. As always, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream and seeing if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Still live? Yep, still live. What's up, Chris? Watch Hub. Yeah. So, as I said, if you guys can give me a hand by liking and sharing the stream and seeing if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. So, Anyways, as we get ready to move on to the next story here, we're just over an hour into this. Got started kind of early. I started it at the 5 minute mark because we had like 4 people here, so hopefully. And Leto says hello to Chris and Timothy. Anyways, as we get ready to and then get to the next story here. All right. Here's the next story we're covering. Durara. How to get started with the anime and light novels. To discover the many stories of Durara and the inhabitants of Ikebukuro, here's a guide to finding all that the franchise has to offer. Article by Chris Nishijima, published 10 hours ago. Most series opt to tell stories focusing on a central protagonist with a moderately sized main cast in a linear storyline. Yet occasionally something like Durara comes along and that ditches this traditional form of storytelling for a more complicated narrative. Durara features a near innumerable number of major characters, many of whom could easily qualify as the main lead in their own right. Which I guess that's true to an extent. Accordingly, the nature of its literary style focuses on each member of the cast in due turn, changing genre as it sees fit, while it maintains an urban grunge aesthetic throughout. Throughout, it ties in supernatural action, horror, romance, and comedy elements at whim to help interested parties get started on its breakneck undertaking. Here's a guide to the plot of Durara and what options are to enjoy it. Options are to enjoy it. The plot of Durara. And yes, that is a scythe right there. For the reasons mentioned earlier, it's difficult to say that Durara has any singular plot. In general, the series can be summed up as the story of Ikebukuro, chronicling the lives of its legion of citizens and many strange occurrences they find themselves caught up in. It opens with the account of Mikado Ryugamine, who has moved from the countryside to find a more exciting city life. While it sometimes resembles a slice of life story, with Mikado and his friends, Masaomi Kida and Henri Sonohara, the city reveals itself to be full of secrets. From there, the narrative encompasses a myriad of different plot lines. Ikebukuro is in distress due to a power upset between its numerous color gangs, who must also now contend with a mysterious intelligence network called the Dollars. Meanwhile, a headless motorcyclist rides the streets with shadowy retribution, striking down all who wrong her. This is just a sampling of Durara's many stories, which include um, tales of the Russian mafia, demonic swords, scientific conspiracies, and even the everyday antics of a good Samaritan otaku group who hang out in a van. Each part weaves itself and seamlessly to form an overarching timeline that allows the audience to enjoy it on both microscopic and big picture levels. See what you guys maybe. All right. Yeah. I thank you guys for all the likes and shares. If you guys can, as I said, if you haven't already, like and share the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. Oh, that's where he is, huh? Where to read the Durara light novels and manga? Excuse me a moment, guys. I'm going to probably go off screen for a moment here. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to go off for a quick moment, but now I'm back. Never liked the anime or that show. Anyways. Durara began as a light novel series by Ryogo Narita, known for incorporating the same storytelling and ensemble cast approach in most of his works. The original books ran from 2004 to 2014, spanning 14 volumes, including one side story novel. Yen Press has localized the 13 main entries of this lineup in English, which can be purchased physically from retailers such as Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Right Stuff Anime. Digital version can be purchased through Kindle and Bookwalker. An ongoing sequel titled Durara SH began localization in Yen Press in 2021. Anyways, excuse me a moment again, guys. I gotta go off camera here for another quick moment. I'll be right back. So just hold on. I'm fine. I just had to clear out my nose there. Got the sniffles. I'm out. Back goat. Sorry to see you go. Hopefully, I'll see you back here tomorrow night. Yeah, I just had to clear out my nose a little bit there, but I'm fine. Um, No, I'm not gonna call it an early night. I still got a few stories to go through, and we're actually making some good time here. So, um, anyways, let's see. Uh, okay. Additionally, the series received a serialized manga adaptation in Square Enix's monthly G Fantasy magazine, covering 3 of Durara's major arcs. These have been collected into 10 volumes, which were translated into English by Yen Press. The manga can also be purchased through Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Right Stuff International, Right Stuff Anime. Um, Manga adaptations of the franchise's 2 games have also been published, but have not yet received English versions. Better watch the anime. Oh, I meant Batcode. Okay. I thought you were talking to me for a moment there with that one. I guess Batcode decided to call it an early night. Where to watch the Durara anime? Following the success with the anime adaptation of Bakano, another light novel series by Ryogo Narita, Brainsbase Studio announced in 2010 that they would be turning Durara into an anime as well. Thanks to the show's production lining up with the rise of anime streaming services, Durara was one of the earliest series to enjoy simulcast release on Crunchyroll with English subtitles during its 25 episode run. Well, the first season also though was also on Toonami, as I remember too. I think the first 2 seasons were on Toonami. So, let's see. It would further receive a 36 episode sequel series titled Durara 2, separated into 3 runs between 2015 and 2016. Due to airing during the anime industry's transition to online distribution, Durara enjoys solid preservation. Still, it can be difficult knowing what service has it at any given point in time. As of this writing, the series can be streamed in its entirety on Funimation. While the first season is available on Netflix and Hulu, despite Crunchyroll airing the show during its release, they announced its departure from the service in May 2021, alongside Japanese version and English dub produced by Bang Zoom Entertainment and Aniplex, available on all current streaming platforms. Yeah, the Bang Zoom that's basically the LA-based voice actors. They got like Johnny Young Bosch, Crispin Freeman, Michelle Ruff, all in it. So, oh yeah. All right. So, that being said, move on to the next article here. Let's see. All right. Let's see now. Okay, now get back to. All right. So, anyways, let's see. Let me see how. Let me just double check it. 1, 2, 3. So we got three more articles to go through. So 3 articles to go through. So here we go. All right, so anime that would make great live action adaptations. Funny thing is that thus far we're finding out that that's not the case. That almost sounds like an oxymoron. But they want to do more live action anime. So let's see what this guy believes would make a good live action anime. With animals, with anime's massive popularity, there are loads of opportunities for live action adaptations. There are 5 series that would suit the big screen. Article by Dallas Marshall, published 8 hours ago. Yeah, that's a very interesting look right there. Anime live action adaptations are becoming more common. Although off to a bumpy start, the likes of Speed Racer or Ghost in the Shell, Hollywood has shown that it can make a good manga anime adaptation, such as Alita Battle Angel. With the anime industry being so massive, there's a treasure trove of series that would be shooing. Well, yeah, but we know that they're dumping on they're dumping on Cowboy Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho. So, uh, for the next blockbuster hit, adapting anything from mediums such as video games or anime can be tricky. But with the right casting, writing, and directors, it can be done well. Here are a few anime choices for Hollywood's future consideration. The Big O. Roger Smith, who was, of course, voiced in the English version by Steve Bloom. 1999's The Big O did better in America than in Japan. When it first premiered on Toonami, following the adventures of Roger Smith and his cohorts, an android named Dorothy and his trusty butler, Norman Berg. Yeah, in fact, Big O actually got a second season on Toonami in which Cartoon Network had actually co produced. The first season was exclusively produced in Japan, but the second season was actually co produced with Cartoon Network. The Big O is a love letter to American detective stories and film noir. The premise revolves around Roger, an ace negotiator for Paradigm City. In this megalopolis, every citizen lacks a recollection of anything that happened 40 years before what has been dubbed the event. Roger's job is to quell any disputes that come about, but despite his gadgets and sharp mind, some of what happens is too big even for one of the richest men in Paradigm City. When a problem gets out of Roger's control, he calls upon Big O, a giant robot who can help with even the strongest of foes. Big O is what happens when Batman obtains a giant robot and is drawn in a similar style to Batman the Animated Series with an Art Deco film noir vibe that makes it instantly recognizable. Well, I can agree with a lot of that. I can agree with a lot of what they just said right there. Makes it instantly recognizable. The plot is also filled with intrigue reminiscent of detective movies from the 1940s and 50s. Seeing a live action version of Paradigm City on the big screen would be epic. And considering his work on the 1989 Batman movie, Tim Burton could be the perfect director. Hmm. That does sound true. Bacano would be next year. Gonna go off camera here. Yep. How dare they bring up Big O? Yeah. I'm gonna go off camera for a quick sec. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back now. Anyways, getting back to the articles here. Bogano is a rip-roaring ride through the Prohibition era of the 1930s America and includes the blood, booze, and battles that were expected of such a violent time in history. Unlike most series that tell their stories in a linear path, Bacano is a set of mob stories, a mix-up of tales, and a plethora of characters that all converge toward the end to make sense of the chaos. It would be challenging to tell such a plot in a standalone film, but broken up into two or even three movies would make Bacano a good candidate for theatrical viewing. Mob movies um, are a dime a dozen in Hollywood. Um, but Bacano would bring new blood, literally, to the genre. This type of hyper violent gangster movie would be perfect for someone like Quentin Tarantino. However, it would take some getting out of his comfort zone since he has no experience making a film involving the paranormal. Even so, Bacano has more than enough gunfights, blood, mobsters, and witty dialogue that he can feel right at home behind the camera crafting such an adaptation. Sorry. My nose is acting up quite a bit tonight. Right now. Hold on a second. I'll be right back again, guys. Sorry. All right. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Michiko and Hachim. There aren't many animated series where South America is a setting, but Michiko and Hachim boldly took a foreign culture and gave viewers a strong impression that they were visiting such a place. A live action version would be no different, melding vastly different cultures together to make something exciting. Michiko and Hachim is set in a fictional South American country inspired by Brazil, revolves around Michiko Malandro, a criminal who escapes prison to kidnap her former lover's daughter, Hannah Morenos, and saves the girl from her abusive foster family in the process. The two go on a wild road trip across the country to find Hannah's father, Hiroshi. Um, and along the way, they learn about each other, what freedom truly means. Making the road trip action movie filmed on location in Brazil would be a different adventure to behold. Anyone watching Michiko and Hachim can tell the director of the original series, Sayo Yamamoto, had a strong affinity for the place and showed its beauty in a massive scope. Putting her in the director's chair for the live action adaptation would be a good choice. It would also be interesting to see a big budget action film based on an anime where everyone is speaking Portuguese. Yeah, that might be interesting. Yeah. Vinland Saga. If the History Channel's Smash It Vikings is any indication, viewers are fascinated with the history of the ancient Norse people. Vinland Saga tells the tale of historical Viking explorer Thorfinn, the son of a murdered ex warrior who served under the group of mercenaries who were responsible for his father's death. A story of revenge, Vinland Saga spans several arcs and can be told effectively through a few films. Vinland Saga would be an awe-inspiring film to watch, with plenty of gruesome battles and an accurate glimpse into how harsh the world of the Norse people was. There is a market for period pieces for films, primarily if they deal with war and the testosterone-fueled warriors who wage them. This adaptation could also take a few pages from the manga, which delved a little deeper into the day-to-day lives of the Viking people when they were not out plundering and pillaging. Whether the audience comprises history buffs or action fans, a live action Vinland Saga could have something for everyone. A Vision of Esclafone. See if anybody's saying anything. Let's see. Never seen Vinland Saga. Watch it since it's on HBO Max. The Vision of Esclafone. The Vision of Escaflowne was prevalent when it hit American shores in the late 90s, but it has fallen by the wayside since. Introducing a live-action adaptation might give Escaflowne the boost it needs to put a worthy series back in the limelight. The story is about a high school girl named Hitomi Kanzaki who begins receiving strange visions after reading her tarot cards. Hitomi begins seeing frightening sights of a world on fire. One day during a track meet, she meets an unexpected warrior named Van. Van whisks her away to another planet called Gaia, where the two become embroiled in a war as the Zybok Empire attempts to take over. A story so massive in scope and magnitude would be awe-inspiring to see on a giant theatrical screen, evoking the kind of excitement delivered by other fantasy epics such as Lord of the Rings. Additionally, to hear Yoko Kanno's wondrous score blaring surround sound while munching on popcorn would have many fans of the original series overjoyed. Vision of Escaflowne is a daring series that blends science fiction, fantasy, and magnanimous a magnanimous story about destiny that deserves a retelling in a big budget live action format. Of course, in the English dub of the anime, which was done by Ocean Studios, the late Kirby Morrow was the guy who voiced Van, and Kelly Sheridan voiced Hitome. Those two worked on, I think, quite a few um, animes together. Anyways. All right, so as I said, we got a couple more stories to go. Let's see where we at on time here. Actually, at the hour 32 mark, so we have been making good time then. So it's probably a good thing I started a little earlier than usual. Alrighty then. So let's see. So we got a couple more stories here to go through. Alrighty then. Classic shoujo anime Nana returns with Blu-ray Steelbook release. Anime adaptation of Ai Yazawa's classic manga about two women trying to succeed in Tokyo is being re-released with a new HD conversion. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 7 hours ago. Sentai Filmworks announced a new Blu-ray set of the classic shoujo beat series Nana. Sentai's doing the distribution here, because Ocean Studios is the one who did the dub. The beloved anime series about two women with the same name has been out of print for several years, with old DVDs of its original Viz Media release now selling for several times the original price on the used market. Sentai has now licensed the series and will release all 47 episodes of the show on Blu-ray with an all-new HD transfer. The new release will also include 3 recap specials, as well as clean versions of all the show's openings and ending animation sequences. The series will be contained on 6 discs, which will be packaged within a steelbook case featuring art of both Nanas. The new collection will be released on February 22nd and is currently available for pre-order for $104.99. So that's kind of what it looks like right there. And Nana's got some great music. Okay, it's got some pretty rocking tunes in it. Anyways, excuse me a moment, guys. I gotta go check on Chloe. She may be one of the dogs, a number of dogs who are barking like crazy right now. So I'm gonna have to go tend to her. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. uh, yeah, that is expensive. Let's see. Let's see what. Yeah, hour 40. So we're gonna. Wouldn't watch any of those in live action. Nana. I love that name, Nana. I totally don't understand why Nana is being pitched out so bad. Is it because they redubbed it or what? I don't know. I don't think they redubbed it. I'm not aware they redubbed it. It was originally dubbed by Ocean Studios. I know that. Um, I wasn't aware though that they that was Sentai. No, that's Houston based. They may have redubbed it, but I was not aware they redubbed it. I know that the original English dub was done by Ocean Studios. Um, Rebecca Choichat and Kelly Sheridan played the two Nanas for the English. That's expensive. Yeah, it is. So, anyways, back to the article here. All right. Nana tells the story of two women in their 20s who are both named Nana. The first, Nana Komatsu, is a bright and cheerful girl who is into traditionally girly things, while Nana Osaki is a world-weary vocalist and songwriter in a punk rock band. The two meet on a train as they are both moving to Tokyo. Komatsu is moving to the metropolis to seek romance, while Osaki wants to further her music career. Despite their differences, the two quickly become best friends and support each other as the harsh realities of the big city life threaten to end both of their dreams. The series was created by Ai Yazawa, who also created other popular shoujo series such as Paradise Kiss and Princess Ai. The manga was serialized in Shueisha's Cookie magazine from 2000 to 2009 and was originally released in English by Viz Media. Through the short-lived Shoujo Beat magazine. The series is one of the best-selling shoujo manga of all time, with over 50 million copies in circulation as of 2019. Madhouse, the studio behind the anime adaptations of Death Note and Hunter x Hunter, animated all 47 episodes of the TV show in 2006. The anime starred Romy Park, Edward Elric in both Full Metal Alchemist anime series as Nana Osaki. These are the Japanese. These, I believe, are the Japanese series they're talking about. Kaori, Kaleido Star and Pokemon Advanced Generation as Nana Komatsu. Show was directed by Morio Asaka, who would later go on to direct all three seasons of another shoujo anime classic, Chihaya Furu. In addition to the anime, the manga was also adapted into two Japanese live-action films, which were released in 2005 and 2006, and starred J-pop singer Mika Nakashima. Similar to Yazawa's preceding work, Paradise Kiss, Nana received widespread critical acclaim for its stylish art and character design, as its grounded, mature story and easily relatable characters. 2002, Nana was awarded the prestigious Shogakukan Manga Award in the Shoujo category. They're saying here Sentai's Kakagurui release features a new English dub. Well, maybe Sentai is doing that then. Maybe Sentai when they are getting the licenses for some of these, maybe they are doing their own dub. I mean, they got a pretty good dub set of dub voice actors as well there in Houston. So you know, I don't know if they did either, but I know it's under Sentai when it used to be Funimation streaming on. Well, yeah. Funimation probably had the broadcast license for a while there of Nana. Um, but the original English dub was done by Ocean Studios. So among those involved included, as I said, Rebecca Troichet and Kelly Sheridan were the two Nanas. You had Brian Drummond in there. You had Matthew Erickson, who's done work for both Ocean and Blue Water. Um, so those are some of the main guys that you would see in there. I think Andrew Francis was in there as well. So I see. So yeah, basically the original Nana dub. Basically, the Ocean Studios did it. So basically, you had you had some of the same voice actors who were like involved in like Inuyasha and the Vision of Escalafone. So and X-Men Evolution. So, anyways, I think we let's see how many we are at an hour 46. I'm gonna be having to wrap up, but I only have one more main story to get to, right? Yeah. And this is one you've probably been waiting for all night because I mentioned this earlier. I said wholesome anime, and you're going wholesome anime. What? So here's one that you even kind of questioned on here, my friend. Let out the most wholesome anime and manga of all time. So let's see what this one's all about. I think I got a few ideas on what some of these might be, but let's take a look at this. Wholesome anime are G-rated feel-good titles like Aria and Azumanga, as in Azumanga Daioh, which are populated with wonderful characters to warm any viewer's heart. Yeah, I wonder. I guess they're talking about just Aria, not Aria the Scarlet Ammo, or like um, by Lewis Kemner, published 6 hours ago. So let's take a look at this. The world of Japanese manga and anime is a broad one, encompassing a wide variety of literary genres for any and all intended audiences, from gritty seinen stories to inspiring shonen adventures and empowering shoujo anime series. Anime and manga fans looking for something milder can also try out a handful of wholesome feel good series. Wholesome, in quotation marks there, may not be a formal anime genre or even an unofficial genre, such as isekai anime. But experienced manga and anime fans will know a wholesome, lovable series when they see one, and a gentle, wholesome anime show or manga series can cheer up any viewer and provide some G-rated fun and escapism for a few hours. Few particular wholesome anime, and manga titles are a good start, some of which represent the Iyashike concept as well. Azumanga Daioh follows a few high school friends. Yes, I watched this one. This one's kind of a cute one to watch. It is a pretty feel good. Um, okay, so here we go. The original Azumanga Daioh is a four-panel manga series that may remind new manga fans of Western comic strips in its layout and presentation, which makes it an excellent introductory series for casual readers. It also got an anime in the 2000s with vibrant colors, lively voice act, and again, the anime for Azumanga Daioh was dubbed by ADV at the time, which of course now has a lot of their people are with Sentai now. as a whole anime left out of wholesome. I don't know. Well, wait till you. Let's wait to see. You know, lively voice acting and countless scenes of zany high school humor and bizarre visuals, such as a giant yellow talking cat. Azumanga Daioh doesn't even have a central plot line. Instead, simply follows the lives of a handful of high school friends during their 3 years together at an ordinary Japanese public school, with a leisurely narrative that casually jumps from one silly scenario to another. Yeah, Azumanga Daioh. There's another anime too that's a lot like it as well. Let's see. I think it's Dory Dory School Days or something like that. I believe. Um, oh, wait, Dory Dory School Hours. That's what it was. That's another one very similar to Azumanga Daioh. Azumanga Daioh doesn't reinvent the genre by any means, but it is easily accessible for all viewers and readers, and it has fairly G rated content, making it relatively kid friendly as well. The series makes minimal use of fan service and emphasizes friendship, creativity, and fun over action and drama. Which is true. It's a cute anime. It's one you might want to check out. You know, that one could be considered wholesome in a kind of a broad sense. Laid back camp tours the great outdoors. Some anime shows fit the edutainment trend, exploring a topic in depth like a documentary while still having a proper story and characters along the way. Dr. Stone and Cells at Work are two such titles, but neither is as wholesome and gentle as the story of Laid Back Camp. This anime series follows a small handful of high school friends and their dedication to exploring the great outdoors. Its heroine, a female hero, not to be confused with the drug, mind you. Um, heroine, as in um, a female, female hero. Nadeshiko Kagamihara is a cheerful, optimistic girl who faces every challenge with great enthusiasm and whose positive personality is downright infectious. The series, like Azumanga Daioh, is focused more on premise and a central plotline. Viewers can tour Japan's gorgeous countryside on the small screen as Nadeshiko and her friends work hard to learn the ways of camping and appreciate the natural beauty around them. The girls sometimes face mishaps and challenges, but nothing too serious. Aria, the masterpiece explores a futuristic Venice on Mars. This one was also kind of cute to watch. This one is definitely an escape from the craziness of the world we live in. This is one I'd highly recommend if you just want to have a, not if you just want to you know watch something that's not too serious. It's kind of sweet in many ways. You know, this one Aria right here is is very good. See what you guys might be saying in response to what I just said. And yes, I know I'm coming up on the 2 hour mark. We're gonna probably run over a little bit here, but that's kind of the nice thing about starting an hour earlier is that we can go a little after and not be necessarily like bumping into Nick's stream as much. So we're at an hour 54 now. We're gonna finish this article, then start to close out. So, anyways, continuing on here. Similar to Azumanga Daioh and Laid Back Camp, the short anime series Aria the Masterpiece can be described as a cute girls doing cute things show, where the handful of female leads spend more time on fun and adventures than drama or heartbreak. However, instead of a campsite or high school classroom, Aria the Masterpiece is a sci fi story set on a terraformed Mars, now known as Aqua, home to a perfect replica. I'm guessing Aria the Masterpiece is the manga title because that's not the anime title of it. But that might be the manga title, Aria the Masterpiece. Anyways, home to a perfect replica of a Renaissance era Venice. The heroine is the youthful and gung ho Akari Machi, um, who just immigrated to Aqua to begin training as an undine or gondola operator. Just like Nadeshiko, Akari is an enthusiastic and cheerful girl who sees the best in everyone and everything around her, and she gladly explores the city of Neo Venezia and learns many intriguing lessons about how this rustic city operates. Similar to its Earth forebearer, she is soon joined by fellow Undine trainees such as Alice Carroll and Ika Granchesta. Granchesta. And she looks up to her Undine master, the motherly Alicia Florence, who dotes on her. Again, a very cute anime I would highly recommend. Comey Can't Communicate helps a shy girl make new friends. And I know this one's been talked a lot about too. This one is more of a recent one. Manga author Tomohito Oda's hit manga series, Comey Can't Communicate, is now an anime series on Netflix. And new fans are bound to fall in love with this cheerful and wholesome series. Like Azumanga Daioh, it's set in an ordinary Japanese high school, but this time there's a central main character, Shoko Komi, a shy girl who aims to make 100 friends by the time she graduates. Shoko Komi has a reputation for being an aloof ice queen, but she is actually terribly lonely due to her difficulty in speaking to others, till her classmate, Hirohito Tadano, became her first friend. Hirohito vows to help Shoko make 99 more friends, and Shoko slowly but surely expands her social circle, meeting many wonderful new people along the way. She and her new friends have all kinds of wacky but heartwarming adventures in the process, including going out to ramen shops, having sleepovers, and more. The Way of the House Husband features the best spouse in anime and manga. The Way of the House Husband is a novelty Netflix anime based on the manga of the same name, the latter of which is currently ongoing. It tells the tale of Tatsu, a reformed Yakuza mobster who is now devoted not to crime, but to his loving wife and his household. Tatsu works hard to run errands, prepare delicious meals and snacks, and keep the house immaculate so his wife Miku can return home to a welcoming household. Oh, okay. The story is simple but charming and amuses fans with Tatsu's uncanny ability to approach mundane, innocent task with a Yakuza attitude. He also sets an excellent example for men everywhere with his mature and responsible lifestyle. Tatsu hasn't forgotten his past life of crime and violence, but now he has forsworn it all to pursue something much more meaningful. To him, cooking a meal for his wife or throwing a birthday party for a neighbor is worth more than the biggest haul of smuggled contraband. So, uh, so, um, so Leto, let me ask you something. You still think there's no such thing as a still think there's no such thing as a wholesome anime? All those sounded kind of wholesome to me. I might look into it then. Nick's not streaming due to the long streams on the. Well, I know he had been streaming a little bit at night, just doing like kind of recaps and stuff like that. But you're saying he decided not to stream tonight because of the Rittenhouse stuff? He did. All right. Well, anyways, so we've reached the end of the major stories tonight. We're just past the 2 hour mark here. Um, I think it would be a good time to start start winding down here a bit, start closing things out. Um, so well, I'll ask you this today: are you ready for this day in each history? I'm pretty sure. Also, since he's on right now with Tuesday night main event, Tuesday night main event with Geeks and Gamers. Nietzsche, oh great Nietzsche King. All right, so anyway, today being Tuesday, November 16th, 2021, let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history. We have 2 items tonight again. The first of which, we will head back 70 years ago today. As on this date, 70 years ago today, the 105th issue of Captain Marvel Jr. went on sale on this date back in 1951 for 10 cents, 32, 32 pages. Captain Marvel Jr., of course, was originally a character that was done by Fawcett Comics, character that's part of the Marvel family, the original Captain Marvel, not the one that Brie Larson is portraying right now in Marvel. This Captain Marvel was originally a creation of C.C. Beck and Otto Binder. Captain Marvel Jr. is part of that Marvel family. So on this date, 70 years ago today, the 105th issue of Captain Marvel Jr. went on sale on this date in 1951. And also, on this date, 30 years ago today, the 1990 version of the cartoon Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure came to a close on this date in 1991. The first season was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions and was on CBS, and then season two was produced by season two was actually produced by Deke Enterprises for Fox Kids. So on this date in 1991, the Deke version of the of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures went would close up. So, anyways, with that being said, I thank you guys for being here. I thank you for all the likes and shares. That helps very much. Don't forget, this Friday will be our weekly look at comics history past, um, in which we will be getting into August 1938. We'll be looking at some stories from DC comics that went on sale from DC, including some a story or two from Action Comics #4 and Detective Comics #19. With all that being said, I thank you for being here. I do appreciate you guys coming and joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.